Hey guys, Tony here. Okay, back to do a recent Vinyl Editions video. I got a ton of stuff to show you here. It's been about 2 weeks since my last update, so things have kind of built up a little bit, but not messing around here. All killer stuff, really. So, for time's sake, as I know I always say this, but for time's sake, I'm just going to move as fast as I can. Obviously, I'll try and say a few things about certain things, but some things I'll probably just show and move on. Really excellent stuff. So I'll just get started. I've gotten to listen to most of this stuff. A few things I haven't, and I'll point that out. But hope everybody's well out there. Trying to keep up with the videos. Not always easy, you guys know. So anyway, I'm just gonna get started here. Picked this up, sort of just took a chance on it. Don't know really anything about it except that Ben Lee, the Australian musician and actor, I believe, this was his first band, and this is called Noise Addict. It's a 10-inch EP. It's called the Deaf EP. And I guess they were just kids, really, like in their early teens, and somebody had sent the tape to Thurston Moore, and he signed them immediately and put out this EP. As you can see, it's on a static piece, and it's Thurston's label. So I hear it's excellent, but haven't listened to it yet. And another one I haven't listened to yet, but I can't wait to be honest. I've been looking for a copy of this for a long time, and just I don't know why, I never had any luck. I don't know if it's out of print or what, but Bonnie Prince Billy, I See a Darkness. Yeah, still sealed. Haven't gotten to listen to it. Looking forward to it. I've heard before that many people consider this his best, or among his best. I believe from 1999. This is on Palace Records. I'm sure that's his label. Will Oldham, of course. So looking forward to it. Classic. This is a fun record, I guess. Believe it or not, I really haven't spent a lot of time listening to this band. Didn't know much about them except Robert Pollard, of course. Guided by Voices. Alien Lanes. Fun record. I mean, a lot of short tunes, but they're good. It's a cool record. Very interesting stuff, and happy to get it. Guided by Voices. I believe from 1995, and I think this is their first record on Matador. Classic. Wire. Chairs Missing. Excellent album. Not much to say here, just fantastic. This is an interesting one. I think somebody has shown this before in the community, but a very cool record. The Insect Trust. This is from, I want to say 68 or 69, probably like 69. New York-based band. They kind of get lumped into psych category. But there's a lot going on here. I mean, it's more, I would call it more folk-oriented, bluesy, folky sort of stuff, but it's very interesting. At times I even thought like UK folk, like I kept thinking like Fairport Convention, The Trees, mostly the vocals, but it's really cool. Features Bob Palmer, Robert Palmer, who went on to become a really highly respected music critic, writer, and sort of an expert in the blues. But check it out, it's really cool stuff. He plays sax on it. So there's like banjo and stuff, but also sax. It's interesting. But cool stuff. Gatefold. Cool gatefold. So happy to get it. Here's a band I've been meaning to check out for a while. This is their new album. Awesome stuff. I gotta check out their first album, but this is The Men. This is Open Your Heart. Sort of, punk-oriented band, but there's a lot of different elements going on here. There's some, acoustic tunes, but also sort of like a almost spacey kraut rock kind of feel at times. It's interesting. I really liked it. It came with a CD, a live CD. It's like a 15-20 minute set that they did. I think at some radio station, something like that. But it is fantastic. I've had the CD in my car for a while. I've been playing it constantly. It's just this high energy show, and it's just awesome. So, yeah, cool stuff. Gotta check out their first record. And, you know, this is completely unintentional, but you can't have the men without women. Totally unintentional, it just worked out that way, but women, and this is called Public Strain. Their second album, I believe it's a Canadian band. Sort of noise pop, I guess they're called. I just kept thinking 60s pop, you know, but with a noisy element to it, you know, garagey, noisy, psyche sort of. But just kept thinking 60s pop. And really enjoyed the hell out of this on Jaguar. Check it out. Highly recommend it. I know people have shown this before, but really great stuff. Love that cover too. Public Strain from 2010. Another one on Jaguar. Only got to listen to a little bit of this, but I really liked what I heard. This is Moonface. The name of the album is called Organ Music. Organ Music, not vibraphone like I'd hoped. And very cool stuff, you know. I forget who the main guy he was in another band or something. I'm not sure, but cool stuff. Love that cover as well. Just love the colors, you know. So, very cool. A couple new albums here just came out. I've actually had them for about a week now. Lee Ranaldo, his new album, Between the Times and the Tides, literally just came out. My record store had it early last week, so I've listened to this a couple times, and I really, really enjoyed it. I kept thinking, you know, Lee Ranaldo, of course, from Sonic Youth, if you don't know, and I just kept thinking REM sort of indie stuff more than Sonic Youth, but I gotta listen to it some more. Really enjoyed the songwriting. He's got some great players on it. Steve Shelley plays on it, but also Nils Klein from Wilco. I saw Wilco once, front row, right in front of Nils Klein. That guy is amazing. But also Jim O'Rourke, John Medeski. So, very, very cool record. Take this out. It's a really cool gatefold. Sort of like a flat finish, you know, on the outside. Then you open it up and there's just completely glossy photographs. But, yeah, very cool. I guess there's a song written. If you guys remember, it was during riots. I forget exactly where these were. Earlier last year, probably summertime, there was a riot, and there was a photograph taken of a woman lying on the ground, and there's this riot, you know, going on in the backdrop, and a guy in front of her, and it looked like they were kissing. Well, I guess that photograph inspired a song, and it's a cool song, but if you see there the photograph, I mean, when I saw that photograph too, I thought I was sort of moved by it, you know. It's just an interesting photograph. But anyway, moving on. And another new album. Picked this up a few days ago. The Shins. Their new album, Port of Morrow. Just an excellent. I listened to it once. An excellent pop record. I haven't listened to everything by the Shins. Just a couple albums. I don't know if this is sort of different for them, but enjoyed the hell out of it. Just a great sort of pop album. So, you know, some psyche elements going on, but you know, it's awesome. So check it out, The Shins, their new album. Finally picked up a copy. Animal Collective, Merriweather Post Pavilion. Been meaning to get this for a while. Awesome stuff. Probably considered their most accessible, maybe their most well-known record. But happy to finally get it. Local band, put out by my local record store actually. This is called Call It Arson. And it's called the Animal Strings album. Sort of mostly indie, sort of like indie folk sort of stuff for the most part, but it's not all like that. Gotta listen to it some more, but enjoyed it, you know? And it's cool that it's put out by my local record store. You see there, Red Scroll Records, and on the label and everything, so it's cool, you know? I'm in there just about every day. So, this is a really cool record. I'm moving into sort of more jazz stuff, but this is a really cool. The sticker says Dark Experimental Afro Rock. And right then I was like, oof. Just loved it. You know, loved the sound of that, you know? So I grabbed it, and man, this paid off. The name of the band is Ed Zayawa. And this is their one and only album, Projection 1. And this is put out by Soundway Records. I want to see what year this came out originally. Soundwave's known for putting out a lot of these really rare, hard to find African records. I mean, you know, world music stuff. I want to say it's his early 70s, probably this came out, Western Africa. But yeah, fantastic stuff. The organ playing on here, it is exactly that dark Afro rock, experimental for its time, you know. So check it out if you see it. Finally picked up a copy of Moanin', Art Blakey and the Jazz Messengers. Blue Note reissue. What's to say? Excellent stuff. ECM. I believe Big Star, you've shown this, one of your favorites, ECM release at least. The Gary Burton Quintet featuring Eberhard Weber, if I'm saying that right. Weber. Passengers. Love that cover art too. Very cool record. There he is back right there. Cool stuff on ECM. Alright, now a couple of really interesting, it's more challenging sort of music, you know? But this is the sort of music where it's like, if I can understand this on some level. I mean, I listen to it, I enjoy it, I find it really interesting. It's, you know, I feel the need to develop some sort of understanding of it, and it's like if I get there, maybe just get more comfortable with this stuff. It's like if I could get this, I could get any kind of music, you know. Anthony Braxton, BYG Actuel number 15. This goes by a couple titles, mostly known as Anthony Braxton. He gives his I don't know if what these are, these sort of symbol equation sort of things. I have no idea. But yeah, reissue. Still very happy to get it. Challenging stuff. I mean, not everyday listening, but you know, when you're in the right mood. And this one as well. Very happy to get this one. Anthony Braxton, New York Fall, 1974. Awesome, awesome stuff. This is an original, I believe. It is on Arista. I won't pull it all out. Well, it's a gatefold. I'll show you the gatefold. Yeah. Very cool. Moving on now. This is a killer record. I dare call it a monster record. Only thing is, I'll probably slaughter the name. Kawaida. Awesome record. If you guys, those of you who might be familiar with this, know what I'm talking about. Fantastic, sort of spiritual jazz, free jazz, very much rooted in African music. The percussion is amazing, but everything about it is amazing. I guess it's sort of a confusing sort of thing because this has been released a number of times under different names, different leaders. So this one is credited to Tootie Heath, and at other times it's been credited to Jimmy Heath. I guess a relative of his. They're related, and at other times it's been credited to Herbie Hancock, who plays on this. And his piano, he's playing piano on here, is amazing. But also, Ed Blackwell is on here. Fantastic drummer, Ed Blackwell. And also, Don Cherry is on this. Check this out. It's on OB Records. You see right there. Fantastic stuff. Here's the back. Awesome record. Do check it out. I gotta thank Teddy, Vinyliciousness, for this. This is an amazing record, man. He talked about it, and I had to get it. Sun Ra, Languidity. Teddy called this sort of deep groove Sun Ra, and that is right on. And it sounds phenomenal, especially, you know, for Sun Ra. Definitely one of the better sounding ones, just like Teddy said. Check it out. I agree. Probably a great place to start with Sun Ra. Much more accessible than usual, but fantastic stuff. 2 records here by the same artist again. I'm so happy to get these. These are just phenomenal, free jazz sort of. Lester Bowie, The Great Pretender. And this is on ECM from 1982. Now he does a version of The Great Pretender, which Platters, I believe. Awesome, but the whole album is fantastic. Lester Bowie. Bought this sealed. It was sealed, so very happy to get it. and this one as well. This one was a score. Lester Bowie, The Fifth Power. It's a live album. It is on the Black Saint label. I'd love to take it out and show you, but just for time, you see up there, Black Saint. Awesome record. Very much, you know, again, it's free jazz, sort of rooted in gospel. There's a lot of gospel elements on this, but it's fantastic. So very happy to get it. Here's the back. Love that cover art. Love the lettering. It's just such a cool cover. Here's a classic, a free jazz classic, and really, I didn't have this. If you're looking to get into free jazz, this might be a good place to start. It's Eric Dolphy, Out to Lunch, did not have this. You know, it is free jazz, you know, it's veering into the avant-garde, but it's still a pleasure to listen to. It's not that challenging, you know, it's phenomenal, and it should be in every collection, in my opinion. So happy to finally get it. Blue Note reissue. Love that cover too. Iconic. Another free jazz. Just. This is an interesting record. Imagine free jazz based guitar with vocals at times that are almost like Yoko Ono. It's hard to describe. Sonny Sharrock. Black Woman. Amazing record, amazing. So it's such a soulful record. I mean, you can just put it on and enjoy it. It's phenomenal. The guitar playing on here is fantastic, but everything about it. Foreman with Beards reissue, readily available. I recommend it. Check it out first. I mean, I'd hate to, you know, recommend something, but yeah, Black Woman. This one I took a chance on. Boy, did it pay off. This was originally just a private press record, and super hard to find, you know? One of those, the Bobby Hamilton Quintet, Unlimited, and this is Dream Queen. Fantastic jazz funk record, just amazing stuff. Based out of New York, again, it was privately pressed. In trying to find something out, there's not a lot of information about this record, but I came across a blog, you know, and just had a little blurb about the record, and somebody left a comment saying, hey, it says, hey, you know, I'm Bobby Hamilton, you know, this is my record. And then like one or two other people were like, hey, you know, I played on this record, you know. And then there was a comment from somebody, Bobby Hamilton, if that's you, contact me. I'm with Superfly Records, and I want to put this record out. And here it is on Superfly Records. If you could see, it says Superfly Records 2011. So this is a reissue, but if you see this, don't hesitate. Just again, just spiritual jazz, just awesome. Moving on, some Miles Davis for you. This one I just picked up. I've not had a chance to listen to it. A classic in Miles' catalog for sure. Miles Davis. I don't know how you say this actually. Feliz de Kilimanjaro. Feliz de Fred. Sorry, buddy. $5. A little bit of wear on the cover, nothing to complain about. I mean, no splits or anything. But, you know, it has sort of a musty odor, but the vinyl is beautiful. It's probably 70s reissue, like all those Miles I've been showing. But yeah, very happy to get this. Been really, every video I've been showing some Miles. Got another one here. This one is just near mint shape. Nefertiti. Jesus. Miles Davis. Slight bit of ring wear, but barely noticeable. I mean, you know, it wasn't so dark. But this thing is absolutely near mint. A classic. Miles' very last acoustic record after this. He put out Miles in the Sky, which started having some electric instruments. But still, he's, you know, experimenting here. The title track has, you know, the horn, you know, all the horn players sort of playing the same riff, the same sort of, you know, melody over and over, and while the drums are improvising all over the place. So it was very different for the time. Awesome. And finally, a record I've been waiting for forever to finally come, and in the mail. I mean, I pre-ordered this a long time ago, and Miles Davis, a guard tone, live set, mid-70s, Electric Miles. This is amazing. Amazing. If you're into Electric Miles, you must have this record. Four Men with Beards reissued it. Phenomenal. Phenomenal stuff. Miles is experimenting with wah-wah effects on his trumpet, and at times it sounds like the trumpet sounds like a guitar. Pete Cozy. Pete Cozy is an amazing guitar player, like Hendrix-style guitar all over this. Just awesome. And a beautiful job by Four Men with Beards. Don't hesitate. This is phenomenal. Gatefold of 2 LPs. Not going to pull it all out now. Here's another awesome record. Just amazing stuff. Pharoah Sanders. Deaf, Dumb, and Blind. You like Pharoah Sanders, this album is just, love that back cover too. Percussion is everything on this record. And I believe Pharoah mostly plays, instead of the tenor, he plays soprano sax. And such a cool record. An original on ABC Impulse. I want to say it's 1970. Amazing stuff. In mint shape. Just near mint. Very happy to get it. And another is John Coltrane featuring Pharoah Sanders live in Seattle. Now this is just amazing stuff. Very, very challenging at this point. I mean, John Coltrane was just all over the place. Very aggressive playing. I mean, sort of violent, but still, this stuff, it's like if you're in the right mood, there's nothing better. It's just... Now tell me one thing, though. How cool would this cover have been without that picture there of Pharoah Sanders? Like, why did they have to do it? I guess Pharoah was making money for Impulse at that time, but because this put out after Coltrane had passed. But still. Anyway, an amazing record. Again, near mint shape. So happy to get it on Impulse. This one I just picked up. Listened to a little bit of it. Very, very, very challenging. Very sort of avant-garde. But again, I can imagine this is the sort of stuff that, again, if you're in the right mood, it would just hit you so right. And I really loved what I heard, what I listened to. Sort of a new release. This is called Flower. Their names here: Flower, Corsano, and Hejnowski. And this is called The Count Visits. I don't know what you would call this, avant-garde stuff, but it's amazing. Just 3 players on it, and the bass playing on it. It's all over the place. Check it out, Google it, or you know, look for a soundbite. Love that cover art. And this is fairly new. I think it just came out on Hot Cars Warp Flower House Records 2011. Very interesting stuff. Okay, last few here. Very excited to have all of these records, especially. Fantastic stuff. Fred, I got you to thank for this one. Amazing. You know, I was aware of it through Fred, but didn't really know anything about it. The record store had it, and when I picked it up, the record store owner, the guy working, said, "That's an excellent record." And I was considering it, but as soon as he said that, I'm like, "That's it. I'm buying it." So this is Mindbender. This is a library record. Stringtronics. This is a fantastic record. Fred showed it again recently. He's shown it a number of times. I think he called it the first trip-hop record, and that's an excellent description for it. Excellent stuff. Again, library. I think this is based out of France. I don't know how limited it is. Mine is number 137. Amazing stuff. Love that cover. So very happy to get it. Thank you, Fred. And this one too, actually. I first learned about this from Fred. Again, the cover art here is just amazing. Just makes the record. Clear Light Symphony. Look at that cover. And a Blake sleeve. I was so happy when I saw this. Members of Gong are on this on Virgin Records. In just beautiful near mint shape, you know. This is like Virgin Records Sort of trying to cash in on the Tubular Bells thing, so it's sort of along those lines, but you know, symphonic prog rock, you know, but fantastic. Yeah, Steve Hillage plays on it, and you know, a few other members of Gong and others, but awesome, awesome stuff. Finally got a little more Henry Cow. Amazing. I love Henry Cow. Just, it's such interesting music. Unrest. The promo sticker said it's probably one of their most out there records. I enjoyed it. The first side is especially good. The second side definitely gets more challenging, but it's awesome. So happy to get it. Reissue, but and finally, an album I probably never thought I'd own, you know, or just, especially not in this condition for the price I paid for it. So happy to get it, finally. Fred had shown this. I was aware of it before Fred showing it, but when he showed it, I was like, oh man, like, I've been trying to find that record, and I'm like, I'll probably never own it. And he's like, you'll find a copy. And I did. Nektar, Journey to the Center of the Eye. Now, this is a German pressing. I don't know if it was pressed elsewhere on Bellafon, the Bellafon label. Just beautiful shape, other than this tiny little nick there, but other than that, the record is just beautiful. German, it's sometimes lumped into the krautrock category, but German progressive rock, really. This is phenomenal. Probably one of their best, if not their best. I really like A Tab in the Ocean, but I think this might be a little better. So those are my finds, guys. A lot of stuff, I know. How long are we talking here? How long have I been rambling on? 26 minutes. If you hung with me, I hope you enjoyed. Leave me some comments. Take care, guys.